What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another video here on Pam Unfiltered.
The best day of the year. The best day of the year!
Y'all, it's been a minute. I haven't been on here in weeks. I was covering Love Island on my reality recap and reviews channel. Let me tell you, I commend everybody who reviews and recaps that show on time. Like, I commend you because, baby, it is a lot. It is a lot. But yeah, that's where I've been. So if you guys are curious, I will leave a link down below. I covered season 8 and I will be covering Married at First Sight. And I think Big Brother, that's going to be like a question mark. Oh, and The Ultimatum on Netflix. So definitely check out that channel. But let's get into what's been going on. And it's in the title and the thumbnail that you see. All these breakups that happened in the last 2 days. You got Angie and Whitney from Salt Lake City. And then you got my beloved Nicolandria. It is announced that they are no longer together after a year of dating. But let me go into Angie and Miss Whitney before I get into Nicolandria. All right, so let's start off with Miss Angie and Sean. Baby, this is shocking to me because I thought they were on solid ground. Nothing could break these two up. But let's see what Mr. Housewives had to say, and that's the Instagram page. So we got here, as many of you know, Angie and Sean recently announced their separation after 27 years of marriage. Initial rumors claim Sean had an affair with someone who worked at their salon, leading many fans to speculate about the identity of a person involved. Those rumors have not been confirmed. Let me tell you something about, I never understand. I'm going to read the other passage, but I never understand someone who is unhappy in their marriage, sit down and have that tough conversation with your partner to say, listen, this isn't going to work. I'm leaving. Why do you continue to be in a relationship with someone and then on the side cheat? That's like when a partner wants to get out of marriage and then they ask their partner instead of just saying, I want a divorce. It just doesn't make sense. You're just making it harder for yourself. And let me tell you something. This is not the first rumor about Sean and infidelity. Y'all remember, I think it was the second season and Angie was on there when there was the rumors. I think Monica was on there too. Her stupid self right here. I know y'all can see her right here. I'm not even going to discuss her. But anyway, remember on that season, she was also accusing Sean of infidelity, but with a man. And so was Meredith. Meredith was giving a little innuendos that he was sleeping with men as well. We don't know if this is that's the gender in this particular situation right here that he's cheating with. Who knows? We probably will never know unless he gets comfortable with himself and says he is gay. But then it also says here, according to both of them, Sean allegedly decided to leave the marriage because he felt Angie had changed since joining Salt Lake City. They claim she had become unrecognizable, intolerable, insufferable, difficult, and out of touch with reality. You know, I've heard this complaint before. She's doing too much and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm a big fan of Angie K. I love her little comebacks. It's her, it's Candace, Kenya. Who else? Who else is quick-witted? There's somebody else that's quick-witted. Like, I love when they throw that shade back at somebody coming at them. I love those housewives. So that's why I love Angie K, and I don't see what they're saying. I don't know. That's just me. Especially, oh, child, remember, not this past season, the season before that, when they were at Meredith's bar mitzvah, and she was going in on that girl. I forgot her name, the one who's a Mormon, but not really a Mormon because she be drinking and having sex out of wedlock. I forgot her name. But then it says here, what's interesting is that Monica and Carlos appear to be sharing. I don't know who Monica is or Carlos. Are they talking about Carlos King? Hold on, let me move this on over. Yes, they talking about Carlos King. Anyway, I don't care what anything Monica has to say. She's just nothing but a troublemaker. But anyway, it says, people always talk about the housewives curse. Over the years, we've seen a number of women join the franchise while married, only to divorce a few seasons later. I'm going to touch on that in a few seconds. I just want to jump into Whitney and Justin. So, Sean and Angie announced their separation about 2 days ago. And then today, Whitney, there was rumors that Whitney and Justin are no longer together. So let's jump into that. And let me read that. So it says, according to page 6 via Mr. Housewives, Whitney Rose and her husband, Justin Rose, that's really their last name, have reportedly separated after 16 years of marriage. A source told page 6 that the two are living separate lives and are rarely ever together. The outlet also reports that before Whitney began filming The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City in February, she was no longer living in the home she shared with Justin and only returned once cameras started rolling. It says, according to page 6, financial stress played a major role in their split. If you remember, Justin was fired from his senior executive position at Life Vantage Corporation in 2022 after an intimate scene between him and Whitney aired during season 2, as you guys can see right up in here. Very, very weird screenshot, by the way. So it says here, the company reportedly was not happy that he appeared nude with his wife on camera. It says just this week, and then they talk about Angie and Sean, but then it also says here, I can say I'm personally invested in Whitney and Justin's relationship. I can't say I'm personally invested in Whitney and Justin's relationship, so I'm not heartbroken over their reported split. However, it looks like the upcoming season of Salt Lake City may focus heavily on the downfall of several marriages. Now, mind you guys, this is reported that Whitney and Justin are no longer together. Obviously, Angie and Sean are not together, and let's not forget Bronwyn and her husband. We all saw that. We all saw that writing on the wall. We all knew that was going to happen. He just seemed like he just talked to Bronwyn like she was a child, not his wife. Even though quite a few years apart, like he's like in his 60s, and Bronwyn is, how old is Bronwyn? Bronwyn's like maybe a year or so younger than me, so she's like 41 or something like that. So yeah, so that's how he would talk to her. He would talk down to her. So when they decided they weren't together, I was shocked. I wasn't shocked. Angie and Sean, I'm shocked. I'm sorry. I thought they were solid. Justin and Whitney, I'm absolutely not shocked. They say that they saw the cracks during the time when he got fired from that job. I didn't necessarily see it there. I saw some discrepancies. I saw some, some conflict between them. Discrepancies. Some conflicts between them, but I didn't think that was like the start of it. Can I be honest with y'all? I think it started when she decided she wanted to make that jewelry line. And he really wasn't feeling it. He thought that that was not a good investment at that point in time. I think, and then y'all already know it failed because those girls threw out there that she had Alibaba jewelry. By the way, which I don't understand what the problem is. If like Alibaba is a marketplace for manufacturers, everything that you see in your household is most likely made from China. So I don't see with even your iPhones. Your iPhones are made in China. So even if she wanted to have a company design her jewelry in China, I never saw the problem with that. But anyway, yeah, so I think that's where the start of their relationship started to crack. But what I wanted to touch really based on is when they were talking about, let me bring myself back up. When they were talking about how there's a curse with the housewives coming on, they're married, and then after a few seasons, they get divorced. Listen, there is no curse. Andy already spoke about this. He said a lot of these women already know that their marriages are on the line. So what they do is they try to get on the housewives to secure financial support for themselves. That is what he said. So when you see like women like Bronwyn or who else? Bronwyn. I'm trying to think of somebody else that came on here, and then maybe even Stacey at some point. Maybe Stacey, but I think Stacey was separated prior to that. I'm trying to remember anybody else. Just Bronwyn is a current example where, you know what I mean. Like you can foresee that your marriage isn't going well. You have a great personality. Let me try this. Let me see if I can get a job here when I can secure my lifestyle and be okay just in case I do get divorced and this marriage doesn't work out. So I see that with Bronwyn. When it comes to Justin and Whitney, I just think their relationship ran its course, to be honest with you. Do y'all remember when they first came on there? They were both married to two different people and they cheated on their spouses and they got together. So to me personally, it was only a matter of time where they were going to get a divorce. But yeah, so good luck to all of them. I'm very interested in seeing Salt Lake City this upcoming season. I ain't going to front to y'all. I didn't see last season. I tried. I saw the first episode, the 30 minutes, and I don't know. I just wasn't ready to watch it. So hopefully, maybe by the end of the summer, I will catch up on Salt Lake City. All right, y'all. So before we get into the Nicolandria thing, this is the next day. I'm editing the video. I'm looking on Instagram for some more, gossip to talk about. And Meredith Marks, who's on the cast with Angie and Whitney, went on her thread to throw a little shade to the two women. If you've never seen Salt Lake City, then let me just tell you here. Whitney and Angie, specifically Whitney, do not get along with Meredith. Whitney throws a lot of shade towards Meredith in her marriage to her husband, Seth, because he does not live in Salt Lake City. He lives in Ohio at his job. And let's be real here, Meredith really doesn't live in Salt Lake City either. When she's filming, she rents a house. But when she's not filming, she's in Chicago, she's in New York, and she's overseas, right? So this is what the girls are fighting. I guess that's the name of the the profile. Let me show y'all. Hold on real quick. So this is it, and this is what it has to say. Or I should say the girls are fighting. I don't know whose Instagram this is. It's a cute little name. But it says, Meredith Marks is speaking out with a cryptic message about karma following recent headlines surrounding the marriages of two of her Real Housewives Salt Lake City co-stars. Meredith took to threads with a post that many fans believe was prompted by the recent news involving Whitney and Angie. While Meredith didn't mention anyone by name, the post came just hours after Page Six reported that Whitney Rose and her husband Justin are living separate lives, and the fact that Angie and Sean have separated. So this is what she had to say. She says, it's ironic when you see everything that has been said about you manifest in people who said it. Much more to come on this subject, but people who spread negativity about an aspect of someone else's life usually are insecure of that in their own life. 2026 has been a year of karma in so many different ways. I would love to read this in Meredith's voice, but I'm not even going to try. Let me be clear for those of you who are trying to read too deeply into my comment. I do not wish ill upon anyone or celebrate anyone's demise, but I do note the irony and karma when someone has continually lied about me to hide their own truths. As I said, you don't even know about many of the issues I'm referencing here, but I do believe in karma, and I do hope all the people in my life find their own happiness, whatever that means for them. Meredith, please. Honey child, you should have named them. Like Sutton Stack says, name them. Put their name on that post. You don't need to put, oh, let me be clear for those who are trying to read too deeply into it. You were throwing shade at Whitney and Angie, specifically Whitney, because her and Whitney do not get along at all. And I'm telling you, like I said before, Whitney's always the one really throwing shade towards Meredith and Seth. But that's what she had to say. Yeah, I believe in karma too. And it is. While you worrying about what works for two people, you should be worried about when you and your man having financial issues because you created a business that failed. And it didn't fail. It failed not because the girls were spreading rumors about Alibaba. It just probably wasn't really authentically what you wanted to do. Sometimes when you create a business that you really don't want to do, but you're just doing it to make money, it doesn't work out. But yeah, that's what Meredith has to say. Let's move on to Nicolandria. Y'all, I'm just so sad about this. Alandria and Nick no longer together. Mind you guys, they did not announce that they're no longer together. People from a close source to the couple or the ex-couple announced that they were no longer together. So let me read, let me make sure I got the correct thing up so you guys could see it. Before I read the article, let me show you guys what this reporter on People had to say. Hold on. All right, so let's see what she had to say.
Just when you thought the Love Island USA drama was over, a source exclusively confirms to People that Alandria Carthen and Nick Van Steenberg have broken up. The source says the fan-favorite Season 7 couple decided to part ways just over a year after leaving the Fiji villa together. As for what led to the split, the source says the distance between them and their busy schedules made it challenging to maintain their connection. The pair coupled up toward the end of last season following a Casa Amor twist. At the time, Alandria called it, quote, the best decision I could have ever made, while Nick called himself Alandria's secret admirer from day one. Now that they've split, a source tells People they remain close friends. They share a deep love and respect for each other and will always support each other whenever possible.
So that's what she had to say. Let me read what People had to say. All right, so it says here, according to People, they're the ones that broke the news. It says here, Alandria Carthen and Nick Van Steenberg, I don't know why she said it the way she said it, but it's Van Steenberg, have gone their separate ways. The fan favorite Love Island USA Season 7 couple has broken up. A source confirms to People exclusively, adding that they decided to part ways just over a year after they departed the Fiji villa together. The distance between them and their busy, just like what the lady said, and their busy schedules made it challenging to maintain the connection. They still remain close friends. They share a deep love and respect for each other and always support one another whenever possible. Their relationship on the hit Peacock series began during the surprise Casa Amor twist that gave them both second chances at finding love. But Carthen previously told People she didn't allow she didn't allow myself to feel that spark at first out of respect for Sierra, who had been coupled up with Van Steenberg since early on. It was only after Ortega was removed from the villa for saying the C word was when Alandria was able to make her own selfish decisions by picking Nick. I'm not going to read that because that's just obvious of what happened. Let me tell y'all something. I love this couple down. I rooted for them since day 2. Not day 1, day 2. And after Casa, when they decided to explore each other, I was super happy. Even after the villa and they were together, not the villa, excuse me, Love Island ended for them and they were out in the real world and they were together. I loved every bit of it. However, there were clues that they really were not together. And I was just like, oh, no, they're busy. But it was just obvious. These two are super, super, super busy. I feel like Nick is more busy than Alandria. Alandria goes on red carpet. She does, her speaking gigs at schools, things like that. But he is all over this country every day. He's currently in Spain with Kulani. I think that was the bathing suit company that they did when they first came out the villa. But he's currently in Spain doing an ad for them. Mind you, he was supposed to be in Dallas doing a DJ set where her friends, and her sisters came. But sadly, the weather here in New York City is weird. The rain is heavy. It's like constant flooding, like pools, rivers of just lakes, rivers, ponds, bodies of water. It's crazy. So he wasn't able to go to Dallas because of the weather here. So yeah, and then right after that, I think he just went to Spain. He couldn't even go to Dallas anymore. I don't know. It just came off like, they weren't together. You just never really saw them together. And I know people say, they don't have to show their whole lives, blah, 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 blah. But still, there was just something that was just like, I don't know. Are they really together? Are they really trying to like figure this out? And I think they did in the beginning, but I think because they were so busy, like they said, why they broke up, I think it was just really hard for them to come together. It's, outside of the times that we've seen. Okay. It's sad, but it's reality. That's what happens with couples, especially celebrity couples. It happens. Now, can they circle back when they're maybe less busy? Maybe, who knows? Or maybe they just want to stay friends. That's totally up to them. But I'm still gonna follow both of them because I like them both. I love his humor, and I love Alandria as a whole, as a strong Black woman making it out in the entertainment world, being considered. I don't know if I would consider her a true fashion icon yet, but an upcoming fashion icon. Everything she wears, or I should say 99% of the things that she wears is on point. Like her team is on point. And if she don't get into fashion as far as like later down in the line, not now, but later down in the line, maybe having her own fashion line, I'm here. Or even her own makeup line. That would be even nice too. But hopefully that happens to her. But anyway, I'm just like all over the place. But yeah, good luck to them. It's sad. I did say that they have yet to make an announcement they're not together. I know there's a lot of people on TikTok hoping this is not true, but they're staying silent. They're staying silent. They're not saying anything. So I don't know. I think it's true. They just are not saying anything because they don't want to at the moment. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on Alandria and Nick? Good luck to both of them. I want to see him with another Black girl, but anyway. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on their breakup? Or even Whitney, Justin, and Angie and Sean. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Listen, I got quite a few videos that I need to make. There's a long video that's up and coming. I'm just waiting to be not so busy on my vacation. But I want to talk about this whole Stefan Diggs and that dude that accused him, and then Cardi B and Maduko. Maduko is so fine, child. And Maduko and that whole situation. Y'all check out for that video because it's coming up very, very soon. But anyway, I'll see y'all in the next one.